Hey everybody, this is Paige from Mosaic Moments, and I have another design breakdown video for you. Today I am featuring the Wright Corners Frames. So these are a level 1 die, and there are several sizes. This is just one of the packs we have. So we have the 4x5 here and the 2x3, and I believe they are in the same package together, but we also have other sizes of the Wright Corners. And just alone, these frames are very attractive. They have these really nice lines and they have these little squares and just automatically make your page feel modern, clean. So if you really like this kind of look, I highly recommend the Wright Corners if you don't have them already. So on this layout, this was made by Jody. And this layout theming is a little bit different than what I would have expected Wright Corners to be used for. Not to say that Wright Corners couldn't be used, because it is a pretty versatile design that you can use with pretty much any photo theme, but you still want to keep the theming in mind. And again, this is a very modern, contemporary kind of design, but Jody still got it to work. Well, how does she get it to work? Part of it is the colors. The frames are made with a brown. So just real quick, this is of a barn. There's a little place her family visits every now and then where the people who own the barn let you hold little bunnies and other little animals. So normally when you think of a barn, you think of a rustic layout, and there are some elements to this that feel rustic, although right away maybe doesn't feel that way. The purple background, for one thing, is different, but it is a purple. This is Grape Fizz from our cool drinks collection, and you can see it does have a little distressed look, a little variety in the purple. It's not a straight purple, which I love the purple because it goes with, I don't know if this is a cabbage. I'm guessing this is a cabbage. I'm not 100% sure. It kind of looks like it though, if you see real close. So I love how she chose the purple background to go with her photos. So that's something to keep in mind, especially if you're struggling with colors, to be inspired by what's in your photographs. So I feel like it ties into that here. And she also has this pattern paper that's of these leaves, and that kind of gives it more of a country look. So something to keep in mind is pattern paper choices, and pattern paper works wonderfully in these lines. So Jody adding in this pattern paper really helped with the overall theme. Again, it's a very modern frame die, but when you tie this in, it starts looking like it belongs right in a rustic or barn themed layout. But I find the colors on this one really interesting. So she has the purple and she has the light purple, which is a nice analogous color scheme. And then she has orange, which orange and purple are not always my favorite combination. It's not that it can't work. It's not always my favorite. But here it is maybe a little more yellow, which yellow is a complement of purple. But also what helps is this orange is not a really bright orange. It's more of a rustic, it's kind of a brown. It may actually look brown to you guys. It may look tan on the video camera, but it's kind of like a orange that's a little more on the tan side. And I think that's why it works so well, because you don't have this overwhelming orange. So that's something to keep in mind if you're looking at your layout and you feel like your colors are overwhelming. You may want to get something that's grayed down a little more, or maybe there's more brown added to it. Something like that could be very helpful. And the frame dies, of course, are great for these portrait photos. So whatever you decide to frame in these, that's what's going to grab your attention. So definitely keep that in mind. You know, you have to decide on which photos do you want everyone to see first. So I've talked about hierarchy before. So these two photos with the 4x5 frame, they're going to be the highest, most important part of your layout. And then you have these two because they're a little bit bigger. And it's also really nice to have contrast. So contrast, we tend to talk about contrast when it comes to colors, but contrast also applies to things that are very different. So in this case, we have the frame, and Jody could have repeated another frame die here with the 4x4 Wright Corners, but it also can look really nice to go back to the basic die bundle and create that contrast with this, with all the different lines, and have something next to it that's really simple that can help give your eye a break for one thing. Having the whole layout be right corners can maybe end up looking too busy for you. But at the same time, this creates great contrast with that more complex design with the very simple. So overall, this is a very nice layout. It's unexpected colors. Purple can be a surprising color in some cases, but I think Jody got it to work really well and helped tell the story with her die choices and colors. All right, let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this layout, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.